Hey folks, welcome out to the backyard on this sunny day. Hey, we've always talked about taking things out of the kitchen and bringing them outside and doing things that are a little different for you. Today, man, I just have a craving for a good old-fashioned cheeseburger. And to me, when you talk about a hamburger patty, and there's a smash burger, there is a ton of options for how to do a burger. I like the classic burger patty. In other words, I don't have nothing against putting that on this grill and grilling that patty over coals. But to me, there's nothing better than a hamburger patty cooked on an old flat top, a well seasoned flat top. You get all that grease caramelizing underneath it instead of dripping in the fire. I don't have a flat top, but you can do the same thing, if not better, on a cast iron skillet. So that's just Jeff's take on an old fashioned burger. But hey, you know who's talking to you? We're not going to do it just as a classic burger. We're going to do for you what I'm going to call, and some of you may disagree with this, but I don't know if there's a proper term for what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a cheeseburger chimichanga. So yes, classic cheeseburger flavors, but I can't cook anything without putting a little spin on it and making it mine. So let's talk about the meat. We've got some 80/20 right here. And now, hamburger patties, when they're cooked for a hamburger, are round typically. I want these to be fairly flat and kind of rectangular in shape because we're going to go into this chimichanga or tortilla here in a little bit. So I'm kind of going to want them kind of like this in shape. I'm going to work on this other one just a little bit. And so I don't forget, and we usually don't, but I want to thank all of y'all for watching me and just supporting us in all the ways you do. We've seen numbers increase and people watching us, and I can't explain how grateful that makes us feel. All right, folks, we got them fairly decent. Again, we're cooking these at home. We're not showing off. So we're going to put our skillet over here on a semi-hot fire. I got the knob on medium on my stove, folks, in case y'all are wondering. To that, we're going to add a good tablespoon and a half, maybe 2 tabs of butter. And again, folks, there's a million ways people do hamburgers. You know, smash burgers, all kinds of ways like that. We'll let this grease get hot, and our cheap old spatula, kind of going to smear that around a little bit. And to me, I just like all of that caramelization that comes on your hamburger, okay, when you do it on a flat top. Now, trust me, I love a grilled burger. I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do it. Just for me, growing up as a kid, they were always cooked in a skillet, or you went to, back then, a drugstore type cafe place, and they did them on a flat top. So let's let this get hot. We're going to pop back in here in a minute and cook y'all a hamburger patty. All right, everybody. We got our butter going good in there. Now it's just me and my wife eating. I'm going to just use my fingers. Oh, hear that sizzle? And these are a little oddball shape, and they're going to shrink down quite a bit. But we're going to give them a good searing off on there and a good cook. And then we're going to make them into a chimichanga. We're getting these patties all cooked up the way I like them. And kind of excited about this. I've been wanting a hamburger, but you know, I twist everything up and we're going to make it into a chimichanga. Emmett heard us talking about that, and he ended up coming out here. He hasn't been helping me much lately. It's been hot, and I don't know. He's just kind of doing some weird stuff. So he heard about it, so he wanted to come out here. We're going to finish these 2 different ways when we assemble the chimichanga. One the way I like them, one the way my wife likes them. I've had a couple people ask me, said, you know, it's hot, it's out here in the summertime, it's no telling how many degrees, and you're wearing a long sleeve shirt. Well, folks, to me, growing up, you wore a long sleeve shirt because it was a little dressier and nicer, and it showed respect to the people you were going to see. And so I'm doing these videos for you. I dress like this when I cook out for people, and I'm dressing like this for the, I always use a long sleeve. But I'll tell you something, not only to the long sleeve, but every once in a while when you're deep frying something or something like that and you get something that pops up here, it's a little bit easier to fall on this than it is on your arm. We're fixing to flip these over in a minute, and we're going to give you a really good look. Folks, I think these are about ready to flip over. Now, we didn't salt and pepper these. It's just the way I do a burger. I'm going to do that at the end. All right? Look at that right there. Oh, I love that part of a burger right there. That caramelization like that, you give them just a little squeeze. We don't have to worry about any juice running out too much. Look at there. I love that right there. That right there has the flavor of a hamburger to me, just like it's cooked on an old-fashioned flat top. And for those of you who know me and have known me all my life, nothing better than Tex Miller burger from Cameron, Texas. Hey, everybody. We just pulled those patties off. And I'm going to turn my burner up to high, folks. A little bit, maybe medium. We had it on a little low a while ago. All right, now, one thing when you're doing a hamburger patty, especially in a flat pan, if you push on it a little and the liquid runs out of the patty clear, it's done. If it runs a little bloody, unless you're wanting a rare burger, my way of doing it is when I push it and I see that be just a slight pink or a clear, that's telling me the patty's ready. So what we're going to do a little differently, we're going to saute some onions in the same pan with all the beef drippings, everything that's in there. We're going to saute these up a little. They're going to get brown just because of the grease and stuff that's in the skillet. So we're going to let these go a little bit. I am going to salt these. Oh, I don't know, half a teaspoon or so. You know, salt helps remove the moisture out of them. So we're going to go ahead and get that. It brings out a lot of flavor to grilled onions, in my opinion. Folks, we got these onions ready to come off. And like I told you before, it makes a big thing on where you position your skillet. So you're not reaching over the fire necessarily. And I'm going to get these off. I'm not worried about draining these too much. They got all that burger fat. And I'll just slosh some out. I'm going to get these up here. I mentioned Tex Miller's a while ago. When I was growing up in Rockdale, Texas, and Cameron was about 21, 22 miles away, was an old man that had Tex Miller hamburger. It's changed hands. People have tried to keep it very, very similar to the way he did them. But love going there. It was quite an experience. Now, my wife doesn't like jalapenos. I do. So I didn't cook these in with the onions. Typically, I would have put them in with the onions. But we're going to give them a little saute. We'll pop back. Hey, folks. All right, we're going to start some assembly. Now, we don't have, compared to our hamburger patties, you can see we're a little large for the patty. Maybe my eyes were a little bit bigger than your stomach, however you want to phrase that. So we're going to use 2 tortillas because these are normal size, what I would call them. I'm going to space them out a little bit like that. So we want to put our meat in there. Now we want to add just a touch of salt to your taste. And just a touch of black pepper. Again, to your taste, folks. All right. Now, this one is going to be mine. So the first thing we're going to add on that is a little bit of these sauteed peppers. And we're going to grab just a little bit of some sauteed onions. And just a little pinch of cheese. And I got to open the bag, folks. I apologize. Right, this is a cheddar jack. Just a little bit. Folks, we're going to cheat just a little bit, make this easier. I got a little small tortillas here. We're going to cheat just a little bit. Now, I'm not a good, y'all know me before, if y'all have watched any of my videos before, I'm not a good burrito guy. I'm not a good wrap guy or taco guy. I just never really got this all down pat. All right, to our skillet, we put it about half full of oil. Need to get it on here and get hot. We're going to let that get hot. I'm going to fix that. We're going to come back. All right, everybody, we're going to attempt this in our oil. We're going to shallow fry these. Oh, yeah, that's getting started right there. I'm going to assemble the other one. We'll come right back. All right, folks, we got these chimichanga things out of here. They're not the prettiest in the world, but we got that. This is mine with the jalapenos, and this is my wife's. This one got a little dark, and they kind of lost their shape, and they kind of look a little funny, but folks, we're still, I don't know if you can hear this. You hear that, folks? We're still really, really crispy. So, my wife likes mayonnaise. I'm going to give a little drizzle of mayonnaise on there to help some of our shredded lettuce stay up on top. And folks, I apologize for the beauty of these. They're not the best. And we didn't do any pickles in these, but that's all right. You want some ketchup on there? All right. She said yes. She won't talk on the camera. We're going to put a little drizzle of ketchup. I'm a mustard guy, folks. So here we go. Mustard, vinegar, that type of stuff. That's my flavor profile. Get us a little mustard. Shredded lettuce. Little tomatoes. So it looks like a Mexican hamburger, maybe in a way. And because I'm a mustard guy, there you go. How about that? Something completely different, and it's still a hamburger in a roundabout way. Folks, we thank you so, so much for always watching us and doing all the things that you do to make it possible. And if you wonder why I'm looking down, I'm trying to give you an inside look at one of these. But we just want to thank you for watching out for us and coming to see us at events and things like that. All right, folks, step back up here real quick. It's going to be messy. And I didn't cut it all on one side. How about that? A play on a hamburger. Folks, enjoy your food.